What's going on YouTube? This is Mason AJ.
This is Lance Excalibur.
And today we're going to be talking about this is one thing we've been so well ready to talk about.
Hey, this is my show. This is my show, The Flash.
The Flash. The Flash.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Again, DC is winning. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, so we got a lot to talk about this episode. We're gonna get right straight into it. First of all, straight up into it. Old Harris versus new Harris.
Yeah, man.
First of all, the actor who plays Harrison Wells is so phenomenal. I got in front. You called it. I remember we did a nerd talk for the season finale of Flash. Be sure to check out that video right here. And he was saying how that Harrison Wells was definitely gonna come back and how the actor was so great. And I was like, okay. But now I'm looking like, okay.
He knows how to subtly change himself. And like I'm like, this man just freaking Henry, like what's his name? Like what's his freaking name? What's his name? The actor's name. Oh my god, whatever. The actor who plays freaking Harrison Wells is just amazing. I knew his name, I forgot it. But anyway, I pulled one of your numbers.
Okay.
Alright. Anyway, but this guy, like, I ain't gonna lie, the asshole Harrison Wells is so much more fulfilling. So much more.
I don't even think he's an asshole. I think he's just a full-on realist. Okay, because back in his world, he wasn't as much of a scientist as our break.
Well, he is. He's just edgy. He's more like a Bruce Lee. He's more like a Tony Stark.
Yeah, he's more like a Tony Stark. And I'm looking like he came in, he told business, and he told Jay Garrick, like, look, dude, like. Dude, you're the superhero, not me. You see, I'm here running a business. Why are you coming to me, talking to me? And also, let's be real. Jay Garrick, I'm just gonna say this. Jay Garrick, you kind of a bitch nigga.
I ain't gonna lie though.
Like,
I ain't gonna lie. Jay Garrick is a little bit of a bitch. I wouldn't give him full on bitch ass niggas.
A lot. I'm gonna break it down. One, you show up at the press conference and he's looking like, you should admit to what you did. And like, let's put this in perspective. If I did admit to what I did, how would that change the situation?
Right.
Like, what do you really want out of me? Why don't you just ask me for my help or just whatever? Ask me for a paycheck or something if you need a job. I'm just saying, like, what do you really want instead of you just running in and running off? That's one. Two, the fact that you got all this history that you're just not telling people.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously you knew who he was, and obviously he has secrets. Jay Garrick, since you know everything, tell us these secrets. Right. Then also, you ran away like a bitch. When the going got tough, he was looking like, because Harrison would put him in his place. He was like, nah, dude, you weren't hunting Zoom. Zoom was hunting you. My dude, and you saw how Jay Garrick was looking like, oh god, my secret's out. My secret's out.
I ain't gonna lie, he did, when it comes to Zoom, he had that bitch ass. He had that same fear that everybody else got.
No, but see, it was deeper than that. He was like, Zoom took my speed, and now I can't do anything. Well, I understand how valuable your power is, but does that really strip you of your manhood, with your speed, everything?
See, and I ain't gonna lie, I kind of don't like what they essentially did was take Harrison, like, first they had Jay Garrick in the season, the first few episodes, doing like, helping Barry and teach him how to throw lightning. That was some epic ass. Now all of a sudden Harrison Wells come back from Earth 2. Now Barry's faster than him. Now Jay Garrick used a bitch and used a coward. I feel like they just instantly bitchified Jay Garrick after he's been awesome.
You know what they pulled? They full-fledged pulled the Goku scenario, and I say like this because Jay Garrick has really never had to fight and go through the trials and tribulations that Barry has gone through. He really was just the Flash, and he was just regular criminals and dealt with stuff. But the only real challenge he ever really dealt with was Zoom, where Barry has not only had to fight and die a couple times. Technically speaking, Barry has died a couple of times, and he's always had Reverse Flash teaching him and building him up and training him. So because he's going through these tougher experiences, yeah, he is more powerful.
Okay, you're right, and he did get fully trained. But I'm just saying, it just felt like they did a mentor switcheroo. Like Jay Garrick was the mentor. He was epic. He was like the big guy who got Caitlin Snow and touched the titties. All kinds of other stuff. And then all of a sudden,
a little bit of second base, third base,
third base, second base. He hit third. But then all of a sudden, here come Harrison Wells. Oh, I'm back, bitches. You the bitch. You need to get the fuck out of here and get me a real nigga. So it's like that's kind of what they did like a mentor switcheroo.
Speaking of real nigga, Mike, I gotta give a commendation to my man Joe. The second Joe walked in, it wasn't like who is this? What time? He was just like, bah, 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 bah.
See, okay, I'm going a little racial. I'm gonna go a little racial.
Go ahead.
All right, and leave it up to the black man to handle stuff like you're supposed to handle it. oh, what's happening? Like, oh, get him. Like, I feel like that's how we don't get scared and run away. We go, oh, and then we run away. Like,
and you know what? It's a good point because in the Supergirl episode, which you're going to talk about later, Charles getting beat like, boom, like this. But I'm just saying, I love Joe's reaction. I really did. I love Joe's reaction to it. And also, Joe came to murder because he didn't shoot one bullet.
No, he came to murder.
And he shot the bullet.
Murder Joe.
He shot the bullet so bad that Barry had to be like, "Did I give him all? Did I give him?" Oh no, there's
okay.
more.
You know what? Speaking of that, like I know it's comic book logic, and I know it's explainable. But the grabbing of the bullets thing, don't get me wrong. I understand the redirecting of him. He took the bullets and like kind of redirected it. But him, like the last bullet he stopped from Harrison Wells, he went against it with his hand and caught it. Like, dude, it should go through your hand. It should go through your hand.
Or at the very least, and I brought this up in the episode reaction review that we did for when Captain Cole was back on the scene, and Barry first did it to catch the bullets to pretend he was dead. I'm not saying it should like go through your hand, but it should be like you should catch it and then drop the bullet and be like, oh, that's hot. Or something.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, give us just one line of dialogue. You're moving so fast that your heat or dispenses whatever.
Something.
Because it comes down to, once again, if Barry is so fast that he can dodge bullets, why does he still get punched in the face?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. That is the true question. But you know what else? Hashtag comic book logic. I'm just saying that, you know.
It is. It's pure comic book logic, and there's nothing you can do to explain it. It's just one of those things where they had to have something epic go happen. And don't get me wrong, it worked. I was like, oh shit, Joe just shot him. But at the same time, the way Barry caught him, that's all I'm questioning. That redirect him, but don't just go like you ain't Superman. The bullets hit your hands, they're going through it. You're still squishy, bruh. You're still a human being. That's what I'm saying.
But speaking of being squishy and vulnerable, Cisco got outed for this episode, and I ain't gonna front. I love how it took Harrison Wells to
the person who made him feel like he shouldn't say nothing. They're the same person like, yes, I love that. Like,
and that was a true moment. The only thing I made, and comment down below if you guys can answer for me. I don't understand how that Harrison Wells, I can understand how he knew he's a metahuman, but I don't know how he knew enough about it to be like, see, you can tell us where she is. You know,
right, dude. It's one of those things where it's like I really do feel like Harrison Wells has dealt with in their world, metahumans are a little bit more accepted. You know what I mean?
Or so it's just more widespread. Right?
Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's like he's very well versed into like dealing with these type of things, and he's a scientist. He's like a Tony Stark. As much as he may seem like a doofus and an asshole, he sees everything and he understands almost everything. He understands a lot. So it's one of the things, I feel like Harrison Wells fits that Tony Stark role. Like, I make gadgets, I do this stuff, blah blah. But then he'll joke with you. Next thing you know, he caught all that stuff that was happening over here, and I feel like that's what.
But see, it's just the fact that like, how did you know specifically that that you had like vision powers or whatever?
Okay, that is a little bit of a stretch, but if I have to play devil's advocate, I would say that he did he did catch details. You know, when he first told Barry, yeah, she's at the bank, she did this, and they're like, he gave him so many details that you would think when you have your visions, you get specific details. And so it's like,
okay, I will bow down to that. I will bow down to that particular part. But also, let's talk about the more important thing that happened to Cisco. I mean, getting out and showing that now that he's out.
I love how he used his watch. You see this, he's a metahuman. You see her, she's not. Which I ain't gonna lie, Snow not being a metahuman kind of shocked me.
No, it doesn't.
I was kind of
excited because we already established that, at least farther know that Earth 2 Snow is the metahuman, while Earth 1 Snow is not.
We get it, but I ain't gonna lie. I just, for some reason, I kind of wanted her to have that latent ability, kind of like he did, like Cisco did. But it was kind of cool that he's like, and he is a metahuman. It really did feel like a freaking, like check out my new watch thing. It was just like,
you know what it was like true assholery. If he had did that and he'd be like, and he was like, wow, how'd you do that? He's like, don't worry how I did it, because you can't afford it.
That way. It kind of would have fit though.
I got it. In this episode, we finally get to meet Keandra Sanders, who's AKA Hawkgirl, who really gonna star more prominently in the Legends of Tomorrow. But we see how Cisco trying to lay his mat game down, and he didn't quite work out the first time. But like Robbie from iZombie, I love how Cisco is an evolving character of a nerd. He's not the same nerd he was back in season 1. He can now talk to girls. When in season 1, he really couldn't. He's still very corny with it, but he was like, I don't know if I can talk to her. I'm gonna stick with her.
Yeah. No, it's true though. Like Cisco really did like step up his game. Like just like in general, like even from the very first episode to now, he's even better. I feel like the whole off season, all he was doing was training on how to be a better actor, and he came back and it's showing. Like Cisco, he's one of my favorite. He's my favorite character on The Flash. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, but see, the only thing I have a problem with Kendra Sanders like that was I feel like I kind of still might notice at this point that they're going to introduce her being Hawkgirl as a metahuman, which typically, if you're more of a comic book fan, you know how the whole thing with Hawk people is time travel and incarnation and alien. It's very complicated and Nif metal and everything else. So I'm a little bit sad, but it also totally makes sense for the show.
You know what? With all the explanation you just did, I don't know if they're going to do it that exact same way. I don't know, man. Like, we'll see. But I will say that she really didn't have a presence in the show at all. Like, she really just, it was just she really was the chick that Cisco was trying to smash. That's it. That's all she was.
But see, you know what? I'm gonna front. Spirit was the very same thing. When Spirit first came,
I feel like she came way stronger. She came in asking Joe, I want this position. She was following him. No. She figured she saw a couple of crowns with him. The whole episode when she first showed up, she showed her force. But
also for all intents and purposes, just saying, right? For all intents and purposes, Kendra, aka Hawkgirl, is not really meant to be, in the show. She's really meant to be more. But still, like every actor, or I guess you could say villain / superhero that's gonna be used in Legends of Tomorrow are very prominent in every other show. She's the only one that feels like really lackluster, so they should do a whole episode on her to build her up. But we all know that could actually be the very next episode.
You're absolutely right.
But speaking of the very next episode, taking things to the whole other level, let's talk about that Barry Spirit relationship. If you guys saw the episode that I did last time, I was very, very skeptical of Barry and Spirit's relationship. It wasn't the fact that I didn't want them to get together. I just felt they were going so fast to get together.
Dude, okay, I feel you, but it did feel organic. I ain't gonna lie, like if for some reason like these shows are doing relationships so well right now. Like I ain't gonna lie, Barry Spivot works for me. I like Barry Spivot.
No, wait.
What?
#Bivot. Wait, pause. Scratch that. # Flash Bivot. Right there. Flash Bivot. That's what I want to see.
I like Bivot better.
Really?
It is Bivot.
Try this. Let us know which one you prefer.
Anyway,
okay.
All I'm saying is I flagged that ship. I'm on the Barry Spivot. I actually want to see that work. I actually like the fact that Barry didn't avoid her when he got blinded, that he actually went there and tried to work. That was hilarious. Cisco was like, oh, you got this.
No. Let's call a spade a spade. He really was going to avoid it. It took Iris to tell him.
That's true.
That's true. But then you know what? I love the fact that the Iris and him have gotten to a point where penis is no longer an issue between them. Because before in season 1 it was more like, I kind of want to give Iris my penis, but then there's other dude there. But now that they've gotten to the point where they're
to me when you're done. But no, okay, look. Here's my thing with that. Like they already saw in last season in the future that the computer, I forgot the computer's name.
Whatever.
Was telling him that they were married, right? And she saw the newspaper from the future that they were married. So now that they've got that revelation and now they understand that stuff, they still trying to date outside of themselves. It feels like there's one this is my point. They know they're meant to be together in some kind of way, but they're not.
I ain't gonna front. The future is up for grabs at this point because now that
if I know you're gonna be my wife, I'm working that.
No. What I'm saying is, first and foremost, let's call a spade a spade. All right. You are still kind of going through your thing of just getting over, Eddie. Okay, and Eddie killing him.
But she loved him even while she was with Eddie, man.
No, she loved him, but no, she liked him and loved him like that. But she still liked Eddie penis. There was no like I'm conflicted between the two. Every time Barry tried to make a move, she's like, I got this Eddie penis. I got this Eddie penis. But going with it, how can I put this? Like I said, the future is no longer set the way it is. Obviously, things can happen in a completely different way.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I'm really appreciating. It's no longer like let's see what catches up to the future. It's like no, everything that can happen now is actually completely new. The fact that Earth 2 is here completely changes the fact, because obviously Earth 2 wasn't a thing in Reverse Flash's future.
Right.
But speaking of,
we don't know that.
True enough, we don't know for sure. That's just my personal theory. But speaking of future and Earth 2 and Ultron like that, gotta talk about Dr. Light. First and foremost, I'm just gonna say this. I love Dr. Light's outfit. That was looking hot to death.
It felt like a cosplay, bro.
No, but
it felt like a cosplay.
Without the helmet, it looked like it could just be an outfit.
It was a cosplay, bro.
Whatever. I'm just saying, I love the outfit.
I love his clothes. Like first you Zaz. Zaz's outfit is so baller with his Jordans on.
Whatever.
And then you got her. Oh, you saw her outfit, man. She had
let's focus on the issue. Let's focus on the issue, okay?
She had the Michaels, huh? She had that. What she had?
Shut up. I'm just saying this. Don't make fun of me because I like how I dress. Okay.
All right.
Just saying.
I'm just saying.
But going into it, this is the second time, at least for Fox concerned, and correct me, that we've seen a gender bent character. The first one, at least as far as these new seasons of the show, was Firefly and Gotham, where these both characters who are traditionally male, and we get to see a female version, which I love. I love Firefly. I love female Firefly. I love female Dr. Light. I felt her powers were really downplayed in this episode.
Yeah, because she had the power of the stars, and like like any average person who knows anything about science, like like the galaxy and stuff, the surface of the sun is so hot that if you just put it on a little spot on Earth, it would make a huge crater. Sure. So if she has enough power to get to like the light of the star, her power shouldn't just be like she was using like Jubilee on X-Men, just like.
But but also, for every time she came down, concussion bomb, I blind you. I felt like we had to make her that character because she came down with killing intent and force.
Yeah. Then here's the thing: how can somebody like her not beat like Zoom? Like, I feel like
because here's the thing. But you know how Barry came and talked to her and everything else? Yeah. Zoom, you would never see Zoom coming. She'd be robbing the bank and you start to see how she's missing an arm because Zoom came running past her.
How did he put the fear in her to know she can do that?
Because everybody, because Zoom is Dr. Doom, okay?
Let's talk about Zoom. No, Zoom is pissing me off.
No, Zoom is not pissing you off, okay? Hashtag Zoom Doom. It's serious. Okay, Zoom is serious.
I believe it, but it's just like I feel like the reason why everybody's so scared of Zoom is because he's the Candyman. Like I feel like when he takes off his mask, bees gonna be coming out of his mouth.
Wow.
And like he's gonna be like, say Candyman 3 times in the mirror, Candyman. I feel like there ain't no other way. Because
I know that you're alluding to the fact because the actor who plays Zoom
is the Candyman.
Is the Candyman known for his really like scary appearance. But like I don't know if I've always said this.
It would be so hot that if he took off his mask, he really did have bees coming.
Wow. But I'm saying is the Flash has always been super scary because it's always looking like if Reverse Flash was a true villain, right? And you were walking your daughter to school and Reverse Flash came, he could snatch your daughter, molest her 16 times over and bring her back and you would never know. So I think that one of the reasons why Zoom is so scary because everyone knows that there's nothing they can actually do against him. Okay? If it came down to a fight, Zoom would just murder people. Where Barry and Jay Garrick and even Reverse Flash kind of taunt you and do the whole Gotham monologue thing. Zoom plays no games and he just murders people. Okay? Zoom Doom. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
But it doesn't. Okay. I get you.
Okay.
But it doesn't make any sense to why, like, if he murdered people, he would murder people. But the same people that he's not murdering are afraid of him as they got murdered. It's almost like he killed them and then brought them back to life and then say, "See, I can kill you." And then they get like freed out. It just doesn't. And then here's the thing: they're not saying, "Oh, Zoom got my mama, got my sister," which I would understand.
Harrison Wells
at the end of the episode, you're right. But everybody else ain't saying that. They're just saying, "I don't want to die." Everyone is saying
but also, let's also, I gotta bring this up. What's with everyone coming to Earth 2 and trying to kill their counterparts? Like that's a thing.
I feel like Zoom got an alternative motive, like to take over the planet or something. It's just like, why all the Part 2s gotta die? I don't get that.
I mean all the Earth 1s.
Yeah, all the Earth 1s.
But no, because even this one, even Dr. Light was like, Dr. Light's plan was obviously flawed because she was looking like, if I kill her, I can just assume her identity. But you didn't have any plan to assume her identity. As far as I know, you aren't even a journalist or whatever.
Finally, they didn't murder somebody. Like I feel like all Earth 2 villains don't have human rights and they just get murdered.
That's true.
This is the first time the villain from Earth 2 didn't get murdered, man. Like they just get murdered, like throwing lightning to your face. Wow, you're dead, bitch, and then they go have some tea. Hey, did you watch the game? Like, they just killed somebody, man. Like I swear, dude. And like DC is on it, but at the same time, DC is murdering people right now. And I get it, DC, you guys trying to be more edgy, but please think of the children. Think of the children.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying.
But on that note, comment down below. Let us know what your favorite moment of this particular episode was. Whether it's old Harris versus new Harris, whether it's Joe got a gun, whether it's Zoom Doom or Speed Mirage. I'm just saying.
Like the Speed Mirage thing, he was kind of cool. But I feel like every time Barry doesn't go through like in the very beginning of season 1, he went through proper training. He trained with like missiles and the Arrow was training him with that. But now it's like, hey Barry, you can do this. Oh, okay, and then he just does it perfectly. It's like it's no training.
I think at this point it's not so much powers as in, hey, you know what? This is an idea of your speed, and you have the speed to do it. Have you ever thought about just moving really fast to create an after image of yourself? That nigga, all you do is run back and forth really fast.
But to have those things in place and make them in place means he has to stop there real quick before he goes to the next spot to create that mirage. So that kind of takes training, and to not hit stuff at the same time.
And you know what? Hashtag conflict logic. This is Mason AJ.
This is Excalibur.
Tune in next time.
Yeah, never mind. It is conflict logic.
Conflict logic.
don't even know what I'm trying to explain. It doesn't even make no sense.
You know, it's just like the bullet thing all over again.
But Captain, all we need to say is ooh and ah. But see, that's the thing. I don't want to get to the point to where I'm such of a nerd for something that I don't even question if it was done right or not.
You know what? Welcome to the club.
No!